to Pete from MBS, Exeter's leading Mercedes BMW Mini specialist. So today we've got a bit of classic stuff going on. I've got a lovely old, these really are one of my favourite cars actually. It's a Mercedes W113, known as a Pagoda. This is the 280 example with what they call the M130 engine in it. Now for you boffins out there, they did 3 engine variants on these. There's a 230, a 250 and a 280. The 280 being the strongest engine because it has more main bearings on the crankshaft. Yeah, so I thought I'd do a little video on it actually. Great little car, Californian import. It's a left-hand drive. Customer spent a lot of money on it actually, having the body restored, and it really is a clean car. But it's come in for a few bits of, it's basically come in for a service to be honest, in an engine misfire issue. So as part of this, there are many things we check, but you've got to revert back to the basics on them and to start initially with the compression test to make sure that we have good compression on all the cylinders. Then we will move on to, they call them the fixed variables. We'll move on to the tappets, make sure that the clearances are correct on those. We all set them a little bit loose, on the loose side. The reason for that is it allows us then to get a decent intake vacuum, which gives a much more stable idle. We then move on to, and some of you will remember this, a lot of you probably won't, the ignition system. So we've got to do tappets and a condenser. Now, we've gone to Mercedes for these parts. They've supplied half of them correctly and half of them incorrectly. So we've got to look at some other points of contact to get points of contact, pardon the pun, to get these parts, another supplier. But when we get that, it'll be fine. So what we'll do then is we'll set the points gap correctly. We'll then set the ignition timing. Well, that side of it's fixed and that will not alter. Then we can jump onto the fuel and the air side of it and have a little play with it. On these older engines, the fuel injection is totally separate. It is linked, to be fair, but it is separate from the air induction side of it. So you set them up individually. Which means you have to attach the throttle linkage for the two sides. What I'll do is I'll grab the phone off George there, who's my cameraman.
There you go.
Show you.